Good evening. Sorry, good afternoon, YouTube. That wasn't a good start, was it? Um, how's everybody doing? I wasn't really sure what to do today in terms of YouTube content, so I thought let me just do a live Q&A and chat. And I hope everybody's keeping safe. I have to say I'm bored. I'm getting to that point now where I'm a little bit bored, but accepting the fact that this is going to go on for a very long time. Could go on for at least 6 months. I hope not, but listen, um, that's what I'm prepared for. So I hope everybody's keeping well. Anyway, hope everybody's keeping well. I'm just waiting for people to join before I get into actually what I want to talk about. And what I want to talk about is Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Um, and I want to talk about this as well because everybody has gone batshit crazy over the fact that he done an Instagram live with Kevin Prince Boateng. He's currently at Besiktas. And everybody's gone crazy. Everybody's gone mad because now I'm going to give you my opinion on this, and I'm going to break it down for you in little parts because everybody's saying, oh, he's not said that he's staying at Arsenal, so therefore he's leaving. Come on, guys, chill the fuck out. He's not going to say he's leaving because of he's not going to say he's leaving or staying on an Instagram live, is he? Come on, everybody just chill out with that. He's not going to say it. So anyway, this is how I interpreted it. So, and I've watched the clip. I've watched it several times. So the clip that I watched, it starts with Kevin Prince Boateng saying, everybody's saying you should stay at Arsenal. Now, Aubameyang at this point, he laughs. Again, not giving anything away. And then Kevin Prince Boateng asks him, how long have you got on your contract? To which Aubameyang replies, 1 year in the summer. Now then Kevin Prince Boateng goes, suggesting that, listen, he's suggesting that, you've only got 1 year left. That's sort of just suggesting rather than say, sort of making out that that's a tricky, making more of it than it needed to be. Let's put it that way. And then he says, and this is the key point here, which everybody I think has forgotten about. He said, no, I can't ask you whether you're going to stay at Arsenal. That would be a stupid question, wouldn't it? To which then Aubameyang goes sure and laughs again. And then they have a bit of a banter about doing a swap deal with Aubameyang going to Besiktas and Boateng going to Arsenal. So that's it, guys. Come on, that's not saying anything at all, is it? Really, not saying anything. That's not giving anything away, is it? Not giving anything away. And everybody's just jumped on the whole bandwagon. Oh, he's leaving. He's not going to sign. That's it. He's not coming. He's not going to sign a new deal. He's not going to stay at the club. Come on, everyone. Just chill out. Listen, I know we're all bored and we're all trying to cling on to some news story and we're trying to, add a talking point. But come on, he didn't actually say anything about leaving or staying at Arsenal. And the way I interpreted it, it was just a bit of banter. And everyone's saying that Boateng asked him outright. No, he didn't ask him outright. He just actually said, oh, I'm not going to ask you because that would be a stupid question. Not, are you staying at Arsenal? give me a yes or no answer. There's a big difference there. So yeah, that's my interpretation of it. And I've watched the clip several times, and that's the way I interpreted it. And everybody's just gone and made their own judgment, put 2 and 2 together and come up with 10. That's what everybody's done. So, let me know what you guys think about that. Let me know your interpretation of the clip, whether you've seen the clip or not. And if you've not seen the clip, I suggest you go check it out, because it's listen, it's everybody will have their own interpretations of it. But listen, evening, Grant. Do I think COVID-19 will change a lot of people, or will people be the same as normal? I'm not entirely sure. Listen, it's going to change everybody, because certainly in my lifetime, I've never gone through anything like this. Everything's on lockdown. Everything has been completely shut down. Everybody's been forced to do things that they normally wouldn't do. And to be honest, if I'm being brutally honest, especially here in the UK, and I've got friends in the States who say the same thing, that it's making people worse. Everybody's just gone on and listen, in the supermarkets, everybody's just clambering over other people to get the shopping. And come on, man, chill the fuck out. There's food for everybody. But if you're asking me, is it going to make people better or worse? At the moment, in my opinion, it's making people worse. Not saying it's everybody, just want to make that point. But I've seen a large number of people, and I've seen videos of people fighting in supermarkets and grocery stores. And come on, everybody, just chill out. So, but then on the other hand, I've also seen some people who are pulling their weight and pulling together and helping people. So listen, it's only time will tell. Listen, it's definitely going to have an impact on everybody, but we'll only know whether this has changed people after we come through the other side of this. Because at the moment, yes, everybody's pulling together because everyone's having to pull together, but everybody, when the virus is over and when it's passed or when it's died down or when we get back to some sort of normality, we'll only know then whether people have changed for the better or not. Afternoon to you, Omar. Hope you're doing well, mate. Omar says Aubameyang will leave. Listen, he might well do leave. He very might, he might well leave. But everybody reading that into that Instagram clip, I just think everybody's blown it way out of proportion. Yes, he's in the last year of his contract in the summer, but he's not confirmed or denied it, in that Instagram clip. And people saying that he was asked outright. No, he wasn't asked outright. He was just, the question was intimated to him, not actually asked. He was, like Boateng said, oh, that would be I can't ask you whether you're going to stay at Arsenal. That would be a stupid question. That's not exactly asking him the question. Not exactly saying, are you going to stay at Arsenal right here, right now? Yes or no? To me, that's a direct question, but there wasn't a direct question. And it just seemed like a little bit of banter between two friends, really. Just seemed like a little bit of banter. Um, Omar, just read that. It just says this confirms he's off. Not so sure, Omar. Like I've just explained, I'm not so sure that this confirms he's off at all. I honestly, he might very well leave, and you know, if he leaves, fair play to him. But this Instagram clip doesn't confirm or deny anything at all. Far from it. Hey Chadwick, hope you're well, mate. Did I sort out the delivery service? Yeah, mate, I'm all good now. I've listen. I mainly posted it because I know that I'm lucky in my situation. I can get shopping, but there are a lot of blind people who are not in my situation who live completely independently, who don't have the resources that I have in terms of family members and stuff. But so I just posted it for that benefit as well, really, more than anything. But yeah, I'm all good, mate. I hope you're well. I hope this situation has not affected you too much. I think you're over there in Colorado, aren't you? Or in over there in the States. How is it where you are? Oh, do you work in a supermarket? Do you, Grant? What supermarket do you work in? If you can say that. And yeah, people are just not following the rules when it comes to supermarkets. You know, getting in people's zone and breaching that 2 meter social distancing rule. But that's what I'm saying to you. People are just you, these sorts of situations only bring out the best and the worst of people, and at the moment, it's bringing out the worst in a lot of people. Not saying it's everybody, because listen, there are good people out there, and I don't want to tar everybody with the same brush, but a majority of people are, you know, only thinking of themselves. So, Chadwick, you think we'll get either 30 million or 40 million? Do you know what? I think we'll get a bit more than that. I actually do. I actually do think that Arsenal are going to drive a hard bargain with Aubameyang, even though he's in the last year of his contract. I think I think Arsenal will drive a hard bargain. Listen, the market, even in players in last years of their contract, the market is so inflated at the moment. So I actually do think we'll get. I think we'll get maybe about 60 mil for him, maybe a few million less than what we paid. But yeah, I can't see the board. I think the board will. Um, I think they'll drive a hard bargain when it comes to anybody looking at signing a Aubameyang. And we don't know that the club haven't offered him a contract. Yes, I know it's been reports. I've seen reports going that he's turned the contract down. But listen, half of these reports just make stuff up. Do I think there's some traction to the fact that he's not signed a contract? Yeah, I think there's a little bit of traction on the story. But come on, we don't know what's going on with the club. And to be honest, Aubameyang signing a contract is not important right now. Um, you know, the fact that we might possibly not be completing the season should be more of a worry. Hence, the fact that everybody's got to keep safe from this virus, which is more of a worry. So I think contract signings are the least of our problems at the moment, not just in footballing terms, but in the way things are going at the moment. So I think there's bigger things to worry about at the moment. Now, having said that, we do need to get it sorted. So, but at the moment, I think we've got to focus on everybody staying safe, and that's the same with footballers. They're only human beings. They are only human beings. They've got to look after their families and make sure their families are safe too. So in situations like this, football takes a bit of a back seat. And don't get me wrong, I love football, love it to bits. But at the end of the day, sometimes things are bigger than football. And this situation, unfortunately, is one of those things that's bigger than football. Who is my favourite Arsenal player of all time? Well, I'll tell you what, Grant, that answer to that question is in my top 5 all-time favourite Arsenal players of all time. So if you've not checked that video out, go and give that a watch, and that will give you the answer to the question. Oh, you work at Tesco, do you? Yeah, I like Tesco. I often use Tesco delivery slots to get my shopping and that. But Chadwick, you're on 14-day shutdown, Chadwick. I'm sorry to hear that, mate. But listen, stay safe. Yeah, stay safe, and you know, this will pass. This will pass. It's going to take time, but this will pass. But stay safe. Bang on, Omar. Omar said people need to realise that Aubameyang is not the be-all and end-all. He can be replaced. No one is bigger than the club. Absolutely spot on. We replaced strikers before, like Van Persie, Alexis Sanchez, Fabregas, Henry, and we'll replace them again. And come on, let's be honest as well. Aubameyang's older, isn't he? He's older. Yes, his output is fucking quality, but like Omar says, no player is bigger than the club, and I would second that. I would second that. No player is bigger than the club. Teams are out of a ton of money. Yeah, I agree. But listen, who knows? This is an unprecedented situation, so nobody really knows what's going to happen. And I read somewhere as well that they might be vamping the whole transfer window just for this summer, because obviously the season might finish later. In my opinion, personally, I don't think the season's going to finish at all. I think it'll be void, and I think they'll start again in August just to keep normality. And I think that would be the best option. And the more I think about it, the more I think that option is the likely outcome. Brent says he never leaves the house unless it's for work. Locked. Yeah. Listen, stay safe. Yeah, stay safe. And it just shows that we're not immune from anything as well. We are, and we have to be cautious. Especially now that this virus is getting people that are fit and healthy as well, and people that are in their 20s and 30s. And I know people before, they said it was mainly at the people with low immune systems and people that are elderly. But listen, they're finding stuff out about this virus every day, every single day. So it's just all about staying safe, staying home. Listen, guys, I know it's boring, and I'll be the first to say that I'm actually bored, but I'd rather be bored than risk my life and risk catching this disease. So at the end of the day, we've all got to take it on their chin and just try and cope the best we can. and we'll come through the other side. Chadwick says Juventus players and coaches have agreed to not be paid for 4 months. Well, so they should, to be quite honest with you. They get a lot of money anyway. Every footballer gets a lot of money, so it's not like they can do with. It's not like they need it, is it? They can do without it, and they're not exactly getting. They're not exactly working, so why should they get paid? Afternoon to you, Melina from Toronto. Hope you're well. Hope you guys over there in Canada are staying safe. Yeah, Melina, I've just seen your chat as well. Yeah, it is afternoon. I made that mistake. I made that mistake. Started the stream and I was like, "Good evening, YouTube." And I was like, "Oh shit, afternoon." So yeah. um, Grant, that's not bad actually. Tesco's are handing out a 10% bonus. Fair play to them. Um, fair play to them. Um, that's listen. A lot of businesses are doing that. They're being kind to their staff, but then there are some businesses that are just laying off their staff, even though there's help from the government and that. But fair play to that. Fair play. Yeah, Melina, that's the general consensus in the chat. If or Aubameyang is not irreplaceable. He can be replaced, and I think we will replace him. I think it could be another situation like Liverpool. Listen, they got rid of Coutinho, and they spent it on Alisson and Van Dijk. And look, that's possibly the two best signings that they could have made. And look, they're on the verge of winning a title. Now, obviously, with all this going on, they're probably not going to win the title. But yeah, so it can happen. The only thing that worries me with losing Aubameyang is we need to find some way of getting goals, because you take his goals out and we are going to absolutely struggle. We're going to completely struggle without his goals. But there are other players out there. There are other players out there, probably more younger players, players that probably have more shelf life than Aubameyang. So yeah, it can be done. It can be done, and we've just got to sit here and be patient. And if he does leave, we've got to accept it. And we have to remember, as Arsenal fans as well, that these players don't have the love for our club as we do as fans. Listen, these players are going to put their careers first and foremost, and rightly so. Listen, if I was in their shoes, I'd put my career first. Yes, you get some players that love the club, that will, they live and breathe Arsenal. But we have to remember that not every player is the same. And to them, it's just it's just another part of their career, and we have to understand that. Yeah, Melina, we do need to bring more creativity to the club. We need to get rid of Ozil to do that, though, because he is dead. That player, he's just not good anymore. But a lot of fans love him, so we'll end up keeping him. Yeah, Let me see here. Yeah, that's Ozil's still on 350 grand a week, and he's still cashing checks. Yeah, but listen, Özil seems to get special treatment, and I have no idea why, because he is. I'm going to stick my head out on the line here, and he's the shittest player to ever play for Arsenal. Now I know a lot are going to go, well, we've had worse players, but in terms of where he came from and what was expected of him, as flops go, he is the biggest flop. Ozil is the biggest flop in Arsenal history, in my opinion. Thanks, Melina. We'll stay safe, just staying at home at the moment. The only time I'm venturing out is to walk the dog, and even that at the moment might be coming to a halt because it's just too risky out there. So just and listen, when my dog hasn't had a walk, he's a bit of a handful because he's still a young dog. So he likes a lot of exercise and he likes to get out there, and so when he's not being exercised, yeah, he's a little bit of a terror. So Chag, did I cry when Prince Charles tested positive? Yeah, mate, I cried with tears of laughter because I have no idea how he's got it, because they've all. Actually, no, Prince Charles I wasn't too bad at, but Boris, our Prime Minister, yeah, I had to laugh at that one. And I'm not wishing anybody. I don't wish anybody to get the virus, not at all. But when you got a prime minister that's coming out and saying, "Oh yeah, everybody stay safe, just wash your hands," and then you say, "Oh, I'm shaking hands with people that have got the virus." Come on, when you're that blasé, you're gonna get it, aren't you? So I hope he gets a speedy recovery, and I hope that'll be a lesson to him that instead of being blasé about this whole thing, take it seriously. Afternoon, Carol. Afternoon. Hope you're well. Am I Prince Charles number? No, not really. Can't stand the royal family. Let's see here. Young players take a while to adapt. Yeah, that's true. And I suppose that's true with Pepe as well, because look, he's struggling to adapt, and I don't think we'll see the best of Pepe until next season. Omar, mate, you just put it bang on, bang on. Ozil is the biggest piece of shit in Arsenal. Yeah, yeah, and his 14-year-old fan club. Yeah, I completely agree, Omar. Absolutely agree. Yeah, that's you couldn't put it better if you tried, mate. I absolutely agree with you, 100%. Maybe when Ozil leaves, his fucking fan club will leave with him, because do you know what? As well, I'm going to say this, and apologies for anybody who listen. This is the best way I could sum it. Most teenagers watch. Most teenage boys watch porn and look at beautiful ladies and stuff. Unless you're an Ozil fan in your Ozil fan club, then you just sit around watching Ozil all day. And I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to use your imagination, guys. You know, but that's the way I think about it. Yeah. Carol, I agree. Carol, I agree that Arteta needs to give some of these players a kick up the backside, and I think he already knows who he wants to keep and who he wants to sell. I think it's pretty obvious that he already knows that, but at the moment he's just working with what he's got. So I agree. I agree. He just needs to like you say, just get into these players' heads and remind them that they are playing for Arsenal. I'm going to read a few more of these out, and then I'm going to wrap up. Grant, I'm going to be honest with you. I actually don't think we've done pretty badly. When you look at our death toll to other places, I mean, you could probably, okay, Germany with the exception because they've got a low death toll. But actually, when you compare us to somewhere like Italy, Italy's just gone mad at the moment. You see what's going over there. It's so tragic what's going on in Italy right now. But I actually don't think we're doing too bad. And I think more stuff will happen. And it all depends on whether people comply, because there are some people that are still not complying. So it all depends on whether people comply. It really does. And if people comply, they won't need to bring in the extra measures. Absolutely not. Absolutely not, Chadwick. I can think of better things to do. So there we go. I've read out a couple of your chats. Thank you to everybody who's participated. I'm going to do a couple of videos tomorrow. Actually, I've got a video in the pipeline tomorrow, which is going to be my all-time Arsenal 11. So stay tuned for that. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for my all-time Arsenal 11. That will be dropping sometime tomorrow. I may come back on here later and do another stream, but that's not definite yet. It just depends on what I'm doing. Do you know what it is? I got so, because I'm so hooked on a Netflix series at the moment, so I get into that and everything else just goes out the window. But I wanted to come on and chat to you guys. I wanted to come on and chat to you guys, and thank you to the people who watched. Please share my channel around as well. Please share my channel around. I'd really appreciate that. Thank you to everybody that has participated in the chat. And listen, if you guys have internet, any of you guys have internet, I'm sure you guys have internet because you're watching me on YouTube. But if anybody would like to come on and be a part of my channel, listen, without you guys, there'd be no channel. So if any of you want to come on for a bit of a chat about Arsenal, a bit of a laugh, you're more than welcome to. You check out my Twitter. You can DM me on Twitter, and I'm sure we'll fix something up. Also, go follow my Facebook page. It's The Blind Gooner. That's up and running. I haven't posted there in a while actually, so I need to go and do that. But yeah, if you guys are interested, just get in touch with me and let me know. Like I said, without you guys, there'd be no channel. So it'd be good to put some voices to the names and that. So if you guys are interested, we'll fix something cut. But anyway, like, share, and subscribe if you're new. Share the content around, and I'll be back tomorrow with that video, my all-time Arsenal 11. Until then, have a good day.